Darren Walker, thank you very much for coming back to the Sunday Show.
Good morning, Jonathan, and happy Easter.
Happy Easter, Darren. So we just saw the clip from Governor Kemp saying that we will not be intimidated. Are you and the 71 other black executives, and then all of these executives who started to speak out publicly, are you intimidating the governor and the state of Georgia?
No, we're not. The purpose of our outreach to other executives is to demonstrate that corporate America has a responsibility to advance and support and strengthen American democracy. This is the highest and most hallowed responsibility of citizenship. And corporations have a role in ensuring that all Americans vote. And so we are calling on CEOs to do their job as moral leaders, as leaders with courage, to step forward and call this what it is. As Ed Bastian, the CEO of Delta, said quite eloquently, this entire effort is based on a lie that the election that we just experienced was in somehow not legitimate. In fact, it was an election that we should be celebrating because more Americans voted. And when more Americans vote, our democracy is more strong. And so the role of the corporations, and as Ken Chenault and Ken Frazier have advanced, is to ensure that everyone votes and to ensure that the power of corporations is felt on this important democratic issue.
Well, Darren, Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina had something to say to you CEOs. Have a listen.
Well, number one, these CEOs are full of crap. They're running scared. Georgia is trying to make sure that everybody can vote legally. If H.R. 1 passes, corporate America, you're screwed beyond belief. There'll be no limit to what Democrats can do to your tax rates and to your regulation structure. So if you really care about the future of your business and your shareholders, you'll speak up against H.R. 1, the biggest power grab in the history of the United States.
So, Darren, again, the congressman says if H.R. 1 passes, corporate America will be screwed beyond belief. Says H.R. 1 is the biggest power grab in the history of the United States. H.R. 1 being the For the People Act, which would make voter registration and voter access easier in this country across the nation. Your reaction to that characterization?
It's regrettable. This is a nonpartisan issue. And corporations care more than just about taxes. And what I will say is the leaders like Michael Dell at Dell Computers, like Chuck Robbins at Cisco, and so many others who have stepped forward, know that they have a responsibility as leaders in this country, as leaders of corporations which have influence, to speak out and speak up. This is not a partisan issue. This is an issue that really is a non-issue. What patriot, what patriotic American would seek to suppress the vote of other citizens? This is not an act of patriotism. This is an act of cowardice, because the election may not have gone the way some wanted. It appears that it's necessary to change the rules. You can't change the rules in a democracy. The process works. The process worked. Some may have not liked the outcome, but the process had integrity. And that issue was adjudicated all the way to the Supreme Court. So the issue of fraud, of any malfeasance, was handled in the courts and handled by the Attorney General of the prior administration.
And with that, we're going to leave it there. Darren Walker, president of the Ford Foundation, happy Easter, and thank you very much for coming back to the Sunday Show.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.